Cecily said as she went to the oven to check on the casserole. It's ready. Would you like some? Frankly, I'm completely ravenous and could swallow an entire Boran cow down in one. Eventually, the hollering from the bedroom quietened. As Bill ate his casserole, Cecily went to let Rosa out of her room. Are you ready to do your homework now? She asked her. Yes, ma'am. And what will you say to our poor old guest who's come all the way from Africa just to hear you screaming? Cecily asked as she took Rosa's hand and led her back to the kitchen. I will say I'm very sorry, Granny, said Rosa. I'm very sorry, sir, she said as she sat down at the table and Cecily put down the schoolbooks in front of her. When's Mama coming home? She asked as she took a pencil out of her case. At the weekend, honey. Have you met my Mama, Bill? She asked him. She's real pretty and real clever and has a very important job, which is why she isn't here right now, Rosa said as she painstakingly copied out some numbers, her pencil digging hard into the paper. I have, as a matter of fact, young lady. I first met her when she was a tiny baby. Didn't I, Cecily? You did, Bill, yes, confirmed Cecily. She was born in Africa, you know, Rosa said. I do know, because when she was younger, she used to live in my house. In our house. Bill checked himself, glancing at Cecily. Your house is in Africa? It is, yes. Do you get to see any lions? Oh, I do indeed. Lots of them. Mama loves lions, doesn't she, Granny? She does, yes. I'd like to see Africa one day. I'm sure you will, young lady. Now, Rosa, enough chatter. Get on with your homework. Having wrangled 2 bedtime stories out of Cecily, then insisting Bill came to say goodnight and that he tell her a story about all the wild animals he'd seen in Africa, Rosa eventually went to sleep. Cecily poured herself a glass of wine, a habit she knew she should probably curb, but she looked forward to it, as it signalled the fact that Rosa was in bed asleep. She suggested to Bill that the two of them went upstairs to the living room. How often is Stella home? Bill asked as he sat down in a chair by the fireplace. Oh, it depends on her working week. She's usually based in Baltimore, which is a 3-hour train ride from here, so if she isn't flying off somewhere, she'll leave Sunday after supper and get home late on Friday evening. So she doesn't see much of her daughter. No, sir, she doesn't, sighed Cecily. You really have rather been left to pick up the pieces, haven't you? I'd hardly call Rosa a piece, Bill. To all intents and purposes, she is my grandchild, and I'm only doing what any grandmother would do under the circumstances. I can see that, but it could mean you being trapped in this situation for years to come. Surely you want something more. I would have thought that you, of all people, Bill, have learned, like I have, that life isn't a question of what you want. But yes, you're right. Lately, I have felt a little trapped, she admitted. It seems to me that you've sacrificed almost everything for Stella, Bill said quietly. Your family, your home, money, your marriage even. And at present, any hope of a life of your own until Rosa has grown up. It was a sacrifice worth making, Cecily said defensively. You do anything you can for those you love, Bill. But I guess you wouldn't understand that. Please, Cecily, yet again, forgive me. I've no right to come back here and start telling you what to do with your life. And well, whatever has passed between us, I still care